Coming to you live from the command center. This is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
Jordan, I have bad news for you.
What is it?
The new Star Wars CCG is good.
Oh, that's exactly what you texted me recently.
That's true. That's true. Not my first time saying that.
Yeah, it is good. It's pretty fun. We like it so far. You've played 2 games.
Yeah.
I've played 4.
Yep.
Yep. And so we're exploring it here on the stream.
We're talking about Star Wars Unlimited.
Star Wars Unlimited.
We are, this is a video that is, you may be watching it on YouTube. We also are live streaming, so we may be talking to the chat a little bit. Yeah, it's, I played 2 games of it with my friend and friend of the show, Butner, on Tabletop Simulator, and went out and bought it the next day.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah, I played 2 games with friend of the channel, Kyle, and 1 game with Drew, and 1 game with, 3 games with Kyle, excuse me. Those are all my friends. They're all stream friends.
Basically, our entire social circle is on camera.
That's right. Room. That's right. And we're, I think everyone seems to be liking it so far, with the potential exception of Drew liking it a little less. But he's only played 1 game, so it's early days. But it's a really fun game. It's got the vibe of Destiny, right? It's got this back and forth cadence where on your turn you can take 1 action. There aren't that many different actions you can take.
Right.
And then it's the next player's turn. And there's no interrupts. There's no stack like in Magic or in other sorts of games.
Yep.
So it's very streamlined, and it's highly collectible, and it seems fun.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They will take as much of your money as you want to give them.
Right.
And they will trickle a few more shiny cards into your hands.
But
yeah.
why are they shiny?
I love, and that is, I'm not I like Star Wars Destiny a lot. I'm not ready to say that I like this more because I did like the dice and the dice manipulation and that, but that this has the same back and forth quick single action turns and the tension that comes with that and trying to figure out how to sequence things, taking that into account. I've always super loved that.
Yeah. And you love the dice in Destiny, you were telling me before the stream, and you like the dice manipulation aspects of that game. But for me, the dice were actually a bit of a frustration, because it's like, okay, I have this legendary card, which I spent money, like actual money on, and it came with this dice, and I keep rolling blanks every time I roll it. And it's like, why? Like this card, I want to play this card for what it does.
Get good.
Which, by the way, is 1 out of 6 symbols is like the power effect, like the text of the card.
Right.
It's usually 1 out of 6 sides. And you never get to do it, and it's like, why?
But then you have the focus symbols on your other dice that let you change dice to whatever face you want, and then your opponent knocks them out of play anyway.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a whole
It's
a whole
like
thing.
a struggle to get done what you want to get done.
But I think the flip side of that, and this is already a tangent to the game we're actually
Sure.
the flip side of that is that when cards have abilities that are legitimately hard to accomplish, that makes them super cool and fun when they happen.
Yeah, and I guess in this game, the way they make cards difficult to play is by just increasing the cost.
Right, which is not as...
Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of interesting trade-offs with resourcing, which we'll talk about as we play, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Speaking of which, should we play?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So this, I don't think I said, we are playing with the starter decks right now, the exact decks that you get if you buy the starter set of the game. With some tokens we have left over from Star Wars Destiny, from Team Covenant, I think. And we did swap in your foil pre-release pack versions.
So the Hollow, Darth Vader, and Luke came with the pre-release.
But they are the same effects that are in there. So we'll talk about what they do, I think, as we use them. But let me just suggest right before we start that you like the video, or the stream, whichever one you're watching on. It has a like button, and you have the power to press it. And subscribe to the channel too, if you haven't. I think tonight we're planning on playing more than 1 game, and we'll probably open some packs and either modify these or build decks. We haven't really decided, but we'll be moving on from the starter decks, and that'll be another video to come soon. So subscribe if you enjoy Star Wars Unlimited or just cool people.
Yeah. If you like the videos, maybe we'll make more of them.
Maybe. if I win.
So this is the setup of the game. You can see we each have our leader. We each have our base. The color of these bases matters basically just for deck building for now. And each of these bases has 30 health. So that's the goal of the game, is to defeat your opponent's base. And we've got areas for space units, ground units, and resources here. Resources are basically, similar to Lorcana, any cards from your hand. You'll start the game with a hand of 6 cards and put 2 down as resources. And then at the end of every round, you'll draw 2 cards, and you may resource up to 1 of them.
Right. which is identical to the way the resource system works in Altered. Have you played that at all?
I have not.
It finished its crowdfunding now, but it's on Board Game Arena.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's interesting. It's really different. I bought a box of that too. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So I'll probably get you to play
when that
that.
comes out. Yeah,
The Board Game Barrage guys were both backing it, and I went along with the peer pressure from them.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But
That's mildly surprising.
that they were backing it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what got particularly Kellen from Board Game Barrage into
That's interesting.
on that train. He's been so busy with work that we haven't played games together lately. But yeah, that does the same thing. The draw two, put one face down if you want, which is great. It makes the game not approach that you're just top decking every turn point that like Lorcana recently, in my experience, just every game trended to that point, and it was a real problem I had with the flow of that game.
Where you just basically draw a card and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like any game where you're regularly going to have a hand of no cards and you can't take an action to draw cards feels really bad.
Yeah. And it's something that in Lorcana I was like, okay, well, we were just playing with starter decks there too. There must just be plenty of cool cards that do have more card draw, and most constructed decks will account for that. And then I read basically the spoiler list of the set, and like, no, not really.
Weird.
I didn't find a lot of really powerful looking card draw tools, so.
That is a shame.
I don't know. But that in 6 months, that's already on its third expansion, so maybe, or third set, so maybe that has
It's
changed.
clearly popular. I mean, it's clearly popular.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we decided I would go first by virtue of you not correctly guessing which of my hands held one of these tokens.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take the very first turn here.
Okay.
I'm going to play for one of my resources this Death Star Stormtrooper.
Oof.
Who's a 1-cost 3/1 with no ability text.
That's very powerful.
And he comes in exhausted because all units come in exhausted.
3 attack for 1.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and take to the skies.
Oh no!
Yeah. I will spend both my resources
Oh wow.
to play a restored ARC 170. It is a rebel vehicle and a fighter, and it's a 2/3 with Restore 1, which says when this unit attacks, heal 1 damage from your base.
Okay, so I have some choices here. I could either seize the initiative, which is another action you're able to do during the game. If you seize the initiative, you're passed out of the round, but you will get to go first in the next round. Mm-hmm. Or I could trigger Darth Vader's ability, which costs a resource, and says if I've played a villainy card this turn, which I have, I can deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a base. Now, because this unit just heals this base, I'm feeling less inclined to bother with that.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do is just seize the initiative.
Okay. Fine. Then I'll pass.
Okay. So I think technically we draw.
Oh, you're right.
First,
You're right.
I don't know if that ever matters.
I remember talking about this with Butner when we played on Tabletop Simulator, and we came up with like one instance where it did.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember what that was anymore.
Cool.
But there was something.
All right. Well, I will resource this card.
I'm gonna. I guess I will just resource this one. Okay, and we ready up our cards. And you go first again.
Sure do. And I'm going to play this Super Laser Technician down.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's cool. So this guy is a 2/1 for 3, so not very well costed. But when defeated, I can put him into play as a resource and ready him.
Wow. Powerful stuff.
Good stuff.
Speaking of good stuff, C-3PO. A rebel droid, when played, so now, or when he attacks, I choose a number, look at the top card of my deck. If it's the cost I chose, I can reveal it and draw it. So I am going to say 3. It is not a 3.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Do you know who helps C-3PO?
I do know. And maybe
Maybe
I know where he is.
Okay, all right. So I won't say anything then. So I'll have the Death Star Stormtrooper attack your base.
Okay.
3 damage.
3, and yeah, we're just going to track health of the bases here on this app.
Excellent.
Okay, well that hurts. But I can fix it with an attack from my restored ARC. So that's going to do 2 damage to your base and restore mine for 1.
Rude.
Yeah, tied back up.
And I will seize the initiative.
Okay, I'm not.
Okay.
What am I going to do? I have options with this 1 resource, but I think I will just use Luke Skywalker's ability, which is, as an action for 1 resource and exhausting Luke, give a shield token to a heroic unit you played this phase. So I will throw this shield on C-3PO.
Rude.
And that prevents all of the damage he takes on the next instance of damage that he takes.
Right.
Divine Shield for you Hearthstone players. Which this game has a lot in common with Hearthstone. Actually, you know what this game has a lot in common with? Did you ever play the Elder Scrolls digital card game?
No.
It was basically Hearthstone in 2 lanes.
Oh, wow.
That only interacted with their own lanes. It was great. It didn't really catch on. It lasted a few years, and it's discontinued now. But I dabbled with it. And It was a lot of fun. This has a lot of DNA from that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm passing. You had already taken the initiative, so... Oh.
So I'll resource that card.
And just to double check my recollection that I'm not doing this wrong, the card that I resourced does not have to be one of the 2 I just drew, right?
No, it does not.
Perfect. I still might want it to be.
Sure.
Let's see. I'll go ahead and resource this one. Okay. So each leader has an epic action that lets them flip over to be a unit and enter the fray that you can trigger once you have enough resources. Mine is 6 is the number of resources I need. Yours is 7, if I recall?
Mine is 7.
Okay.
Although hopefully the super laser technician will let me come out the same turn as Luke.
Yeah. Hopefully. Sorry, my units should be ready too, and then it's your turn again.
Yes, indeed. Well, I'm going to have my super laser technician attack C-3PO. So I'll remove his shield, and then I'll take 1 damage and die and become a ready resource.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, well then why don't I... Excuse me. Let's just, if you're tired of your units, why don't I just take the rest of them out?
Go for it.
Shoot first. It's an event. Attack with a unit. It gets +1/+0 for this attack and deals its combat damage before the defender. And so it says in parentheses here, if the defender is defeated, it deals no combat damage to the attacker.
Right.
So C-3PO will attack for 2 to your Stormtrooper, defeating it with no damage taken back.
Yeah.
I love that for me. Your action.
Yes. Well, I'm going to play Grand Moff Tarkin for 4. And he reads... When played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 2 Imperial cards, reveal them, and draw them. Put the other cards on the bottom of your deck in a random order. So 2 Imperial cards.
If as many of your cards are Imperial cards as mine are Rebels, I think you have a good chance of hitting.
Let me tell you, all 5 of these are Imperial cards.
What happens to the rest? They go on the bottom of your deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this for me. God, I really want to play these cards, but these ones are expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take these 2. I have to reveal them.
Ooh, okay.
These
We've got
shuffled.
a Gladiator Star Destroyer and an Imperial Interceptor. Wow, this is some space supremacy coming.
Yeah, well, my issue is I have no current space units out, so gotta change that.
Yeah, I wish I had a shield on my ship for this Imperial Interceptor. I can see deals 3 damage to a space unit when it comes into play. That's exactly how much health my ship has.
That is correct.
I don't know if you had noticed that.
I did. Okay.
Well, that's not great. So let me... I'm going to go ahead and play...
Uh-oh.
This Rogue Operative. It's a 2/4 with Saboteur, which ignores Sentinel and pierces through shields. And Rage 2, which gives it +2/+0 while attacking.
It doesn't just pierce through shields, it defeats the shields. So it will remove shields that any
Yeah.
have.
I guess to me that was implied, saying that it pierces through them. Maybe not.
Well, like in Magic, if you like ignore shields or something.
Magic doesn't have shields.
Whatever.
Actually, it did in one set, but Magic is actually 100 games.
In any event, I will just bring in a second Death Star Trooper.
Annoying. Okay. Tempting to not attack and actually get the initiative for once. But I think I need the initiative. Or I think I want to get the damage and the restore in.
Sure.
Before you delete my ship. Alright, I'll attack with the restored ARC, so 2 damage to your base and restoring mine for 1.
Excellent. I will seize the initiative.
Figured, and I will pass 2.
I think you should have seized, because even if you seize, then you have the initiative, and then your first action of the next turn can just be that exact thing before I kill your ship.
But then there's no difference.
No, there
because
is.
Then you functionally...
You'll take fewer... Well, maybe there's no difference.
Yeah, there's no functional difference there. It leaves me with the flexibility to decide whether to then go on and do it, so you're probably actually right for that reason. But either way, essentially, I get that attack in, and then it's your turn.
Sure.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, let's resource this card.
These are cool. I'm going to resource... This card. Okay. You got to ready your stuff?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Well, I'm going to actually just spend 4 resources right off the bat to bring in my Imperial Interceptor, which will kill off your Arc 170.
I see. Yep, because it deals 3 damage to a space unit. Yep.
Yep, you may deal 3 damage to a space unit when played.
I was just wondering if it was any unit, because then I was going to sell you on the virtues of targeting C-3PO with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And that's a 3-2. Don't love that.
Well, it's not even a problem until next turn.
I mean, you're not wrong. Let's get Grand Moff Tarkin off the table, I think. Paying 3 for a Fleet Lieutenant. When played, I may attack with a unit. If it's a Rebel unit, it gets +2/+0 for the attack. So I'm going to attack with C-3PO, giving it +2/+0. So it does 3 damage to Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay, and takes 2.
It does. Your action.
Yes, indeed.
Have fun dominating space. It's the ground game that really matters.
You don't have Sentinel, right?
Nope. That's ominous. Why do you ask?
All right, I'm going to play a Snow Trooper Lieutenant for 2 resources. It says when played, you may attack with a unit. If it's an Imperial unit, it gets +2/+0 for this attack.
Okay.
So I will attack for 5, and I'm just going to do it straight to your base.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Interesting, because I was excited to see you playing a card because I thought you would definitely want to trade your Stormtrooper with my 3/3. So I was hoping you would do something else so that I could shield it with Luke, which I will do now.
Good for you. I will seize the initiative.
Of course you will. 1 resource left.
You know, that's an interesting point.
To attack with.
That might have been the better move. But
I think it likely was.
Well,
but
we'll see.
it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the cards in your hand explain why that was the superior play.
You know, they don't.
You don't have a deal 24 damage to a base event in there?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Am I playing this card? I think so. I can't shield it if I play it now, but since when does R2-D2 need a shield? R2-D2 is another 1/4 droid that says when played or on attack, look at the top card of your deck. You may put it on the bottom of your deck. You can see how these two, C-3PO and R2-D2, may play well together.
And you can do that right now.
I will. I'm gonna leave it on top.
Did you name a number when you attacked with C-3PO this turn? I don't think you did.
I completely forgot to.
Yeah.
I guess that's wasted then. Especially now that I've looked at the top card of my deck, there's no real way to go back. Whoops.
A little bit of lost
What was this
value
again?
there.
This is the card I just looked at. Okay, I would not have named that number.
Okay.
Wouldn't have mattered.
Interesting. Alrighty.
Okay, and you've taken the initiative, so
Yeah.
it's my action again. I have this rogue operative who is definitely attacking, but attacking what is the question? It can just deal 4 damage to your base, but I think I want to keep.
2 damage, right?
It has raid 2, gets +2/+0 when attacking.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow, your units are better than my units right now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna attack your snowtrooper lieutenant though.
Okay, so you'll take
So
2.
2 damage to it.
Mine will die.
Fine, a little damage never hurt no one.
Sure.
Unless you think about what the definition of damage is. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
These are cool cards. And not that I would ever deploy it, but I want to remind myself what the hero side of my leader does, or the unit side, I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
And so these leaders are different in 2 ways. 1, you don't have to pay for them; you just have to have the minimum number of resources.
Right.
But 2, they come into play ready,
Correct.
which is remarkable when all the other units come into play not ready.
You did just remark upon it.
I did. Okay.
All right.
So I'm still first.
6 resources to 7 resources. This
6
might be a big turn.
resources to 7 resources. I fear that it will be. Because I do not.
Oh, I should ready my units, shouldn't I?
Eh.
I like them ready. All right, what you got?
It's a great question. I could just immediately bring Vader in,
You could.
and it wouldn't probably be great, actually, though. I don't know. Would it be good? I just don't know if that would be good or not. What do you think?
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is...
I do miss healing my base.
I really don't like my choices.
I shouldn't have put that other arc restore down as a resource. Excuse me. I've got my plans already.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to attack your base for 3.
Okay. I'm down to 21. That hurts. But what will also hurt is your stormtrooper getting defeated by R2-D2.
I'm taking 3.
And I will look at the top card of my deck and leave it on top or bottom. I will leave this on the top. Your action.
Indeed. Indeed. All right.
Going for it?
I hate to do it. I can't even tell you how much I hate to do it, but
Why do you hate it? Why would you hate this?
I just do.
Seems
But
like something you would like.
there's Vader. He's in.
Okay. Well, you've fallen right into my trap.
Oh no! Are you going to exhaust me?
I am with Asteroid Sanctuary. It's a trick event that says exhaust an enemy unit. I will choose Darth Vader and give a shield token to a friendly unit that costs 3 or less. I'll go ahead and shield this rogue operative.
Very nice.
Go ahead. Now play the 7 cost thing that I'm going to wish I had saved that for. Oh, except that would enter exhausted. Most likely.
It would most likely enter exhausted.
You have a lot of cards and resources. You must have something you can do.
It's just difficult to make a decision, if I'm being honest. It's difficult to make a decision. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not seize initiative, but pass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I've got Vader locked down. I don't think that also passing is the play here. As tempting as that is, whenever someone just passes to be like, they don't want the round to end, but...
Listen, I haven't used any of my
I
7
know.
resources.
I know.
It's been a good turn for you. I say just call it here.
I am going to attack your base with C-3PO. So 1 damage to your base, puts you at 25, and I am going to name the number 3. And would you look at that? That Fleet Lieutenant on top of my deck is 3 cost. It's like I'm psychic. So I get to add that to my hand, and your turn.
It's my turn once again.
That's the first extra card I've drawn this game. It feels good.
You can go again.
One of these times I'm just going to take the initiative.
I know.
This is not that time, though.
I know.
What I wonder is, are you trying to lay a trap for Luke?
I don't know.
Because it seems like Luke should do the Luke thing. The thing where he enters play. Doesn't it seem like that?
I mean, I don't know. Does it seem like that?
All he's going to do now... Oh, wait, I didn't play any of these this turn, so he can't use his action yet. I would have to play that Fleet Lieutenant I just drew, but that uses most of my resources. I'll say, this game, given that these are starter decks, like, this game is surprisingly challenging to, like, play right.
It's
like, it's got a big decision
The
space.
rules are simple, but the decision space, and given like how limited your hand size is, like I have 4 cards.
I have
There's
2.
a lot of different things I could do.
I have 2, and I'm...
we have a lot more board presence, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have less cards mainly because I have played so many more of them than you.
Right.
Because you
That's
have
good
the
for,
expensive cards.
That's good for me, right? You don't want to play cards and cards.
All right, I'll walk into your trap. I am going to deploy Luke using his epic action. If you control 6 or more resources, deploy this leader. He is a 4/7 who, on attack, can give another unit a shield token.
Incredible.
Gonna torch him.
I don't think so, because I'm guessing... Well, you only have 2 cards.
Yes.
And one of them is that guy. So I have a little bit of meta-knowledge here. Luke's lightsaber heals all damage from Luke.
Huh.
And adds a shield.
That would be cool.
So if I put damage on Luke, and that's the other card in your hand, that damage will be wasted.
Weird.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Right. So so I'm feeling like I don't know if that's your lightsaber or not, the second card in your hand. But it easily could be. And if it is, boy, that would suck if I put damage on Luke. You know what? I am still going to do it. I'm going to play Vader's lightsaber.
Oh, what does that do?
It is a +3/+1 stat boost, and
Okay.
it says, attached to a non-vehicle unit. When played, if the attached unit is Darth Vader, you may deal 4 damage to a ground unit. And I will deal that damage to Luke.
Wow, okay. Well, I do have bad news for you. I do have his lightsaber,
That's
too.
not too surprising.
My plan was to attack Vader and then heal the damage that I took in return.
Well, at least I prevented you from doing that.
Yeah, you did. Okay, yeah, I do think with all 5 you still have 5 resources up. I'd
do
be
still have 5 resources.
afraid that you could finish him. You could find a way to do 3 damage to him if I don't just play this now. So, Luke's lightsaber. Attached to a non-vehicle unit. When played, if attached unit is Luke Skywalker, heal all damage from him and give a shield token to him.
And the shield token is fairly unfortunate because... Well, and what's his stat line now? Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. It is.
So it is
Oh yeah, I never. I'm not one of the people that likes to put like text box at the bottom, so I don't do this naturally. But yeah, since upgrades have the stats at the bottom, I guess I need to do that.
Yeah. So he's now
plus
7/8.
7/8, and your Vader is an 8/9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will spend 3 additional... This is like very wasteful, if I'm being honest with you. But I will spend 3 additional resources to play Open Fire to deal 4 damage to Luke, which just removes his shield.
Oh, but now he can't safely attack.
But now he'll die to Vader.
Smart. Okay. Well, then here's my line of thinking.
Excellent.
Now, if you had Vader ready, like, you would gladly attack Luke, and probably will just to one-shot him next turn. So he should just attack your base.
Sure.
So that's what I will do with Luke, is attack your base for 7.
It's pretty good. And now
Down
I will
18.
seize the initiative.
Oh wow, you're done.
I'm now done.
Okay, well, I have a couple more units. Or, 2 more units. Okay. I think I'll get some damage on Vader. The Rogue Operative can attack for 4 after it gets +2/+2 from its raid keyword and just lose its shield. So here's some Vader damage. The Fleet Lieutenant is not able to finish him off, so I will just send the Fleet Lieutenant at your base for 3 more.
Okay.
So you're at 15.
I definitely lost that round, like that trade off that round. And I think the round the leaders come out, they have a strong impact on the game.
They do.
It's not like I can't win now, but I'm definitely a lot behind.
Well, and it's not necessarily that common that both leaders interplay on back-to-back actions like that.
Maybe
or in the same round, right? Like, it's going to vary, but
Right.
there are leaders that are like as cheap as only 3 resources in play,
Right.
I think.
Right.
So if it was your 7 versus my 3, I probably would have done mine earlier.
Yep.
But in this case, with your ramp but 1 more, it's extremely likely in the starter decks that this happens, I think.
Right. Which is fun thematically.
Agreed. Yeah. You want Luke and Vader to actually clash in your Star Wars game.
Right. Oh, right.
Okay, I think you might be in trouble.
Who, me?
With this card I just drew. Yeah.
Well, that's not great.
It's pretty great.
For who? I'm not going to resource.
Wow. This is a tough call, but I think I will resource.
Interesting.
Putting me at 7. My deck is not as expensive as yours, but I have a plan, and it needed that resource. Oh, and I'm sorry. If you don't mind, I forgot that when Luke attacks, he gives out a shield token.
Another
shield. Yeah. So I'm going to throw that on, I think on the Rogue Operative.
Okay.
Yeah, alright. Ready him. Your move.
Yes. So what I'm going to do...
And
I'm going to attack.
You deal 2 damage to a unit on attack.
Yeah, so on attack you may deal 2 damage to a unit. I'm going to target C-3PO.
Brutal, okay.
And then I'm going to deal 8 damage to Luke.
Sure, okay.
And so
he's
go away.
He's a 7/8. Okay, so they're just trading.
Yeah. Actually, Luke comes back.
Oh, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Which I'm not actually sure if that was best. I mean, in fact, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to undo that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just think about it.
I'll allow it
Let me just think about it for a second.
I like having Luke.
I'm thinking about it for a second because I'm thinking you're going to have to attack Vader anyway, and I can actually just deal 8 damage to your base, and so I shall. I'm actually just going to deal 8 damage to your base.
Wow. Okay, that hurts. I'm 13.
Yeah. I think that's right.
What I worry though is that what you kind of didn't consider is that I can attack Vader with other things to finish him off.
It's not that I didn't consider that.
Like I don't have to trade Luke for him.
Oh, actually, you're kind of right because this guy's got +2. I was thinking you'd have to do multiple trades.
It would take multiple trades.
No, because this guy can just deal 4. Oh no,
he has 9. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you want to trade 2 things for him, it's fine.
Okay. Well, as long as you're fine with it. My action then?
Yep.
Okay. Unfortunately for you,
Oh, well,
there's a card in my hand that changes that math.
Okay.
As happens in card games.
Sure.
General Dodonna is a 4/4 with other friendly rebel units get +1/+1. So I'm deploying him, he enters exhausted. But so all of my units are rebels. So everything else that I have is +1/+1 now.
That is a bummer. Well, that is life, I suppose. I will go ahead. Oh. Yeah, okay. I will just play this Super Laser Technician for 3.
Okay. Let's see. So this is now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't have... Oh, I wasn't counting Luke. I think I just go for your base here and try to close the game out and see whether you stop me. So I will go ahead and attack your base with Luke, who is a 7 after his lightsaber, 8 damage after General Dodonna.
Okay.
So
we can actually just
put
call
you
it.
at 7.
I think you've won.
You think that's the game?
Yeah. That's the game. Yeah, man, I really made a mistake with this. I mean, it was too late, though, at that point.
Yeah, I was in a pretty good position.
Yeah.
And I had the other card in my hand was the Fleet Lieutenant that you knew about, but that also before I drew General Dodonna, my plan was to send my Shielded Rogue Operative at Vader with that +2 to end it. So I had a couple.
The shields are so powerful,
that.
But that was good. Good game.
Yeah, good game. Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
And now I'm undefeated against you.
Amazing.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. Well, remember, you had a good hand, so.
That's true. I said it when I drew the hand. I said it was good, and look what happened.
No. I'm totally kidding. No, you played it well.
I'm not saying I didn't play it well. Two things can be true.
Two things can be true. Por que no los dos. Okay. Do you want to do another game with these, or do you want to open some packs?
I think we should open some packs, and
Let's
we'll call this video, and we'll be back with some. Everyone's playing the starter decks out there, so we'll do something new.
Cool. Sounds fun.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you're, let us know in the comments how you're liking Star Wars Unlimited, and like the video, subscribe while you're there, and we'll be back soon to play more Star Wars Unlimited.
Right.
I don't have a witty closeout, so I'll just say,
May the force be with you.
yeah, and be optimal.